Hey guys, how are you? Thanks so much for stopping in. I sure appreciate it. I have some new products in front of me. Not a whole lot, but a couple. I, of course, have the new Natasha Denona Golden Palette that we're going to be playing with. I also picked up the e.l.f. SunBossGloss because SPF, right? I have had the experience of burning my lips to the point of blistering. So when I put on my sunscreen in the morning, I actually run it across my lips, and of course it tastes like crap, but I don't ever want to run the risk of burning my lips like that ever again. So I wanted to try this out, and if it doesn't taste like sunscreen, boom, here's my solution to that problem. And then I've been seeing in Walmart for a couple of weeks now this new brand. I'll go ahead and pop up a quick picture that I took of everything that's there. They have a little bit of everything. They have foundation, concealer, all kinds of lip products, eyebrows, bronze, blush. They have eyeshadow. The only thing that really kind of caught my attention was the foundation, and the brand is called Pretty Smart. So I went ahead and picked up the foundation. Here we go. And as you can see there, it says this is the shade 300 Light Neutral. I don't know if this is the way it is at all Walmarts and this is just how their shade range is. I'll be honest, I didn't do a whole lot of research before I jumped on here, so I'll add more details down in the comment box or description box. But this was the first shade in their line, so I didn't see any fair shades. This Light Neutral was the very first one in the line. They had a lot, but just nothing in fair, I noticed. So I don't know, again, if it was just my store, which is possible because my store is not the greatest. But yeah, so you know what? We're going to give this a shot. It makes me a little nervous because it looks pretty dark for light. So we'll find out together, but let's go ahead and give all this a nice, fun play, and let's go. All right, y'all. I'm just going to pull my hairs back. My hairs. Okay, here she is. Isn't she beautiful? I will say that this packaging shows every little fingerprint and mark, and it stresses me out. But here she is. I haven't swatched it yet, but you guys will get to see swatches here soon. But isn't she stunning? Oh my goodness. I have seen several reviews, several pictures. I even have some of these up on my Instagram, but nothing compares to the beauty of this in person. I can't capture it. No matter how hard I tried, I just can't capture it. It is just absolutely beautiful. And I've already seen a few reviews on it, and a lot of people, of course, are gravitating towards everything except this white shimmer here in the middle. So I feel like I'm going to be the one to do it. We're going to use it, called Aura. I think some people have used it as like a topper or like a halo eye on top of another shimmer, but I want to see it by itself and see what it can do. So yeah, other than that, these two shimmers up here, Nubia and Fizzy, have my attention. I will be doing tons of looks with this, of course, but for today, I want this to be like the center of today's show. So let's see what we can do with this beautiful, beautiful girl. Haven't even swatched it yet. I think I said that, but let's just, you know, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I'm looking for my brushes. I reorganized my vanity here. I was starting to feel claustrophobic and closed in, and now I can't find anything. We know Natasha can be a pigmented girl, so I'm going in with my Jessup MUL12. Just a nice, soft, fluffy brush, and not too large though, because I don't want it to blow out on me. But so, I guess I should probably let you know. The only thing I have done is my eyebrows and an eye primer and e.l.f.'s Poreless Putty Primer right here and here. Outside of those three things, I have nothing else done. So since we're going with this white shade, I can tell already that these two are probably going to be the ones that I stick to. Let's go with Milko? I don't know. We're going to go with this one in the crease. It almost looks like a cream to powder. It probably is, honestly. Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like it. I don't know how well. So for me, cream to powders are great at packing, but not so great at blending. Can't really see it, can you? Yeah, that's definitely a cream to powder. We're gonna switch gears. So these two look like they're cream to powders. I'm 99% sure. So we're gonna go with Flesh. Actually, we're gonna change this up. We're gonna go with Flesh in the cream. Woo, see? Pigment. Hi. I'm just gonna shove this right in here. And I'm gonna do both eyes, but I'm gonna do one side with you guys and I'll just do the other side off camera, just so we're not bored watching me blend into oblivion. There we go. It's a little warmer than I was hoping for, and not a big deal, but with that white shade, I don't know. All right, so we've got that laid down. It's a little bit warmer than I was gonna go, but that's okay. Like I said, that Milko shade is definitely a cream to powder. So I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna use that, knowing that information. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm not too worried. I think it will be great to pack on as like a transition between that white sparkly shade I want to use. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't swatched these, so I don't know what everything is just yet. We're doing this together. So something I have noticed as well, and I believe I've talked about it fairly recently, is the amount of dark shades in this palette. You've got Log right here. It is the darkest. Then you've got Teak up here. Teak looks like it would be a decent dark shade. Aria is more of a mid-tone leaning dark in my opinion. I think I would be okay using either one of these. I think I am going to go with this shade up here though. Aria. I'm just going to throw this on the outside corner here. Just getting a little more on my brush and just kind of seeing how well I can pack it and how dark I can get it. It's really not going to be that dark. Like I said, it's more of a mid-tone color. But with that white shade, I don't feel like it needs to get as dark as I usually do. Yeah, see, that'll be okay. It's just some darkness on that outer corner. It's not super opaque, it's not super dark, but it's getting the job done. So let me do the other side real quick. Today is probably not the absolute best day for me to be doing tutorials. Like, I've got this whole like scratch and a small breakout right there. I've got a breakout just on the inside of my nose. Like, I'm not looking my best, not looking my hottest. And I'm kicking the camera. So I switched brushes. I switched to my Jessup MUL 14. I think that other brush, I don't know. I don't know if it's falling apart on me already or if it just needs to be washed better. I did just recently wash my brushes and I don't know. I don't know if the soap is still just not completely out of that one. But I was able to get it a little bit darker and I'm happy with that. So on this side, it is not adhering, but this is not abnormal for me. On this side, I do have a patch of eczema and it just does not want to pack or blend. But you can see on this side, it is blended. It's not patchy. So this patchiness is 100% on me. And while I was doing the other eye, I was thinking what I want to do. So many of these shimmers, every time I look down, are like, pick me, pick me. I get why everybody gravitated towards the shades they did because they're like, pick me. And I'm like, okay, but I only have 2 eyes in one day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm keeping this just like a 3 to 4 shade look, keeping it simple. So many people have reviewed this and I'm just having fun today. I'm actually going to take this shade on one eye and I'm going to pack it on the lid and then put this one on top of it. And on the other eye, I'm only doing the shimmer just to see if that makes a difference. Like, I'm super curious. Oh, that shade Fizzy and Kava are like, hi. I'm like, hi. So I'm going to take that Milko shade, the very first one we attempted to use, and I'm going to put that on this side. Why this side? I don't know. It just felt right. So I'm going to pack that on here. It's really not showing up because it's pretty dang near my skin tone. So there's that. But it almost is like a concealer. It almost just kind of cancels everything out. Okay, whatever. I don't know. We'll see if it makes a difference when we put on this shimmer, but we're going in with the Aura shade. Let's see. She is pretty. She's pretty. So let's put it on this side first. Yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of. It's really, really sheer. It is definitely like a topper, or what I would call an accentuator. So it's an addition and accentuates other shades that it's being paired with. It's very soft under my fingers though. Very soft, but as you can see, it's very difficult to see. On the lid though, it definitely has a gold. It's almost like the sparkle is gold, but the base is white. Yep, that's the perfect definition of this. The base is white, but the sparkle and the shimmer is gold. I don't know how well we're going to see this. I don't have a fancy camera. So let's add it on the other eye on top of that Milko shade. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, by the way. Let's see. It's not really... There we go. It's oddly, it's not as vibrant. It's not as vibrant over that shade. So for me, this is definitely going to be probably like an inner corner. Okay, well, I'll be honest, I'm very unimpressed. Especially with this side, you can't even really see that Aura shade, that shimmer, that white sparkle. But you can see now that I've kind of blended it out, it's definitely like almost gold now. So, that's going to take some playing around. Again, I think it's definitely going to be an accentuating shade. So for me, this would be something like if I'm using one of the darker shimmers, like for example, if I'm going to use this one right here. We've kind of recently talked about how I don't love dark shimmers, but I think it would be if I added this dark shimmer and then put Aura on top of it, that might work. I'm really actually very tempted to try that. Another day. We've already done the look. We have other things to do. But I will say, so far, like the mattes are beautiful, but I'm kind of disappointed in that shimmer. And that Milko shade, I'm not really sure how to use it to be perfectly... I know I'm not saying that word right, something like that. But I don't know what to do with that shade. So, not the greatest start to using the palette, but I'm sure I will figure it out. And the other shades look very appetizing. So, we'll figure it out. Let me just throw that matte that we used on the outer corner underneath my lash line right quick so we can move on with the eye. You know what? No, I've decided we can't leave this like super unsparkly. I can't do it. So I'm actually going to grab Alchemist, this shade down here. We're going to see how that performs. Let's try it. Here's what she looks like. She's very, very gold. She looks more coppery than gold in the pan, in my opinion, but she's definitely coming out gold. But that is definitely more of what I was expecting. But now, let's see what it looks like over this weird cream to powder. So definitely that cream to powder absolutely affects the way that these go on. Like this one, this one is definitely more opaque and it has some pizzazz to it, I guess. And it's almost like the cream to powder as a base over here is really just like not allowing the shimmer to grab onto anything. So it's not near as opaque or as vibrant. So I don't recommend using that shade as a base. But I am going to throw some of that Aria shade back on top of this. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. That's nice. So that's what we can use that shade for, is just to like intensify some of these other shimmers and maybe change the base of it a little, because that made it a little less gold and a little more coppery, which is what I imagined when I picked it up from the pan. So that looks better. So now I'm going to finish the lower lash line and throw in some mascara and come back. I just couldn't leave it without some sparkle. Okay, I am back. I just used my Believe Beauty Voluminize mascara. And you know what? The whole trust the process thing, people are so dang right, because now that mascara's on and everything, this looks really very pretty. Very, very pretty. And now I'm kind of like, I take back everything I said. Sorry, Natasha, you were right. You were right. Because halfway through this, I was like, why isn't this working? And it's actually super, super pretty. And from a distance, you can't really... And from a distance, you can't quite capture the beauty of it. So I will make sure that I put up close-ups at the end of this. But we're done with the eyes now. I need to get into this. Let's try it. I'm going to use my Morphe complexion brush because I do actually really like this brush. So I do like that it has a little plastic tip on it because there's no like outside package cover. So you don't know if it's been tampered with, but at least with, look, if you're going to buy this, look for the little silver tab. It should be there. Y'all, I am just cooking. I am cooking. Woof. Okay. So, again, this is number 300 Light Neutral. So, ooh, it's coming out and I haven't even squeezed. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Hi. Nope. Stop. Hello. Woo. Okay. So I've got quite a bit of the back of my hand there. Actually, that color doesn't look bad. It came running out. I'm so sorry. It's going to be a little wasteful because I didn't... Ooh. Interesting. It almost looks warm. I don't know about this whole neutral claim. There's really not a lot on this packaging. I kind of look a little crazy at the moment, but it just says it's pretty smart. Instant Chemistry Medium Coverage Foundation. It's vegan. It just says apply foundation starting at the center of face and blend outwards. Don't know, but we're going to try this. So we're going to see. I don't know about a wear test today. I think what I'll do is we'll just do application and maybe like a 4-hour wear test because I am filming this kind of late in the day. We'll see how far I get. Okay, so far, I just need to keep going. Let's just keep going. I'm not sure about the shade match or this formula. I'm trying to formulate my opinions as I'm blending this out here. It feels thick. I think it's my brush. I smell something, but I think it's my brush because like I said, I just cleaned them. So it's thick. It's thick. I can feel it on my skin. I think this shade is a little too light. You're like, you think? You look like you're wearing a white mask, Mac. So about that. I don't feel like it's blending in. It's just sitting on the surface of my skin. It's not sinking in. It's not pressing in. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. I'm not really sure why. It looks really peach. I got excited when I initially put this on the back of my hand because it looks pretty peach. And I do have a peachy undertone. And honestly, it looks peach still here. But then as I'm blending it out, it looks like I'm wearing a a white mask. It's not blending in. It's not blending in. Let's try a sponge. Let me grab my sponge. Hang on. Okay, so I have a damp sponge here. Let's see if it just kind of feels like it's just sitting here. It's not like blending in, pressing in. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this foundation was just under $10. I think it was like $9.98 or something. Again, at Walmart. I haven't seen this anywhere else. I'm assuming it's like a Walmart specific brand. But still have a lot in the back of my hand. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going because it could oxidize a little bit. It could press in and sink in. I don't know, but maybe this is another one of those trust the process moments. I do feel like the sponge made a difference as far as it pressing into the skin. I think it is too light for me. We're gonna find out. We'll come back. My friend Laura does a lot of like oxidation tests with stuff on her hand. Gosh, that is so wasteful. Be careful squeezing this out. But I love that she does her oxidation test in the back of her hand, so we're gonna test that. Let's throw some concealer on. We'll see what happens here. I'm just gonna put a little bit in here. I'm just using the Tower 28. I'm in shade CC. I'm gonna use the back end of this Morphe brush. Blend this out. Well, the foundation is exactly the same color as my concealer. So maybe this is another trust the process moment where after I get everything else on, it'll all come together. Maybe this ends up being like a slam dunk. And maybe not. I always like to compare it to my hairline. It's really not that bad. Why do I feel so ghostly though? Whatever. I'm going to speed up the video, but I'm going to throw on some bronzer and some blush, and then we will move on to lips. Y'all, it's actually really not that bad. I mean, I feel a little bit ghostly, but not horrible. But let's get into this one real quick. I picked up the Pink Me Girl. They have a couple, I think 5 shades, and I just wanted something that was like the most neutral, if you will. So this says broad spectrum SPF 25, which I use the e.l.f. Whoa Glow as my daily sunscreen, and that's SPF 30, I believe. So this is the SunBossGloss, and here is what she looks like. They had another pink shade, and they had a peach shade, but they looked too light for me. So it does have a scent, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. The thing I'm most curious about is if it's going to taste like sunscreen. Oh, yeah. So this is definitely a good shade pick. It's like a My Lips but better. It's a drier. That is a really pretty color. I'm so glad I went with this one. So it's definitely a drier, tackier formula. It's definitely no like lip oil at all. It's not sticky, but it's just not movable. Does that make sense? It's not movable. What is that smell? It's not bad. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have the answer for you on that one. It doesn't smell bad. It almost just smells like ingredients, but not in a bad way. You know how like sometimes you smell it and you're like, ugh, because it's like ingredients. But okay, now I got to do it. I got to do it. I really love this color though. It's a very natural for me color, but I got to do it. Here we go. No sunscreen taste. Yes! This is a win! No sunscreen taste. It doesn't taste good. I don't recommend you do what I just did. I think I need every shade. I'm sure I need every shade. I need every shade. I need every shade. This one's pretty. I'm not a pink girl, but this is like my lips but better. Ooh, I forgot that was on there. No sunscreen smell, no sunscreen taste. I'm here for this. I'm so excited. I get excited about the weirdest. I love e.l.f., you guys. I love e.l.f. Maybe I should I shouldn't say I should return this. I don't think I should yet. We got to do a wear test. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know I want the other e.l.f. foundation, and they're about the same price. Like I said, this was just under $10. I think the new e.l.f. one is $8. e.l.f. is my girl. I tell you what, e.l.f. is my girl. Okay. So, oh, shoot. I'm so forgetful, y'all. Okay, let's do an oxidation test because I'm too hot to have my hair down anymore. Oh, did you hear that? Ew. Okay. It's just like pouring out. The lid is a mess. Oh, man. Note to self, open it upside down. Like this. Twist it open like this because the air is in it and it like escapes. You know, like sometimes like a ketchup or mustard bottle when you open it, it sprays out. That's what that's doing. There's no oxidation. It doesn't look like there's any oh, wait a second. Wait. I feel like it oxidizes lighter. Okay, so here is the one I just now pumped out. Here's the one from the original application. Am I tripping or does it look lighter? It went lighter. So this gloss I have a feeling is going to have really good stay power because it is not slick and slidey and slippery and movable like the lip oils are. This is definitely a more stay put kind of formula. It does feel a little bit thicker and a little bit drier, but not dehydrating. Like I don't feel like my lips are dry. I'm just saying that the formula is not movable like a lip oil is. It's not malleable like a lip oil is. It is a put on and stay put, which I enjoy. This is fantastic. Of course, I'll have to do a wear test. It's like I said, it's kind of late in the afternoon, so we'll see how this goes. I actually think that foundation shade is okay. It might be a tad light, but that could be something that we add some bronzing drops to, but it is also $10. So I'm almost wondering if, even though this says light, because there are so many in the light and medium shades, maybe the light medium would be closer to what I need, but I don't think this is bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my desk here. I'm going to take this off before I make a mess. But we are going to get a close-up in here, and then we're going to step outside and do a close-up in some natural lighting. Like I said, I don't know about a wear test. It's going to be dark in like 2 or 3 hours. Like I said, super late in the day today. But at least we can get a close-up of the eye. We can get a close-up of the makeup. We can see how it works for a few hours. But in the meantime, I will take you guys outside. Okay, like not quite outside yet. So here is how everything is looking. It looks like it went on pretty smooth. The gloss is a bit messy from me licking it. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad shade. But here is the eye look as well. Again, that patchiness out here is my eczema, not the formula. I actually think my brush was part of the problem as well. But now I'm going to throw my hair up and let's go outside. Howdy, my hair's up. Okay, so here's what it looks like outside. Now that I'm outside and out of like studio lighting, shade match isn't bad. Shade match isn't bad. We'll see how it wears. Now that it's all blended out and everything, it doesn't feel super thick. Ignore this underneath here. I didn't do proper under eye prep like I usually do, just because the concealer wasn't part of this. It's mainly the foundation, so just ignore my under eyes. But yeah, so here's what she's looking like out here in natural lighting. Yeah, and here is the eye look as well. So pretty. Okay, so at this current point in time, it's feeling a little heavy, but honestly, like, not any heavier than I would say like my Dior foundation, or just like a medium to full coverage like the Believe Beauty foundation. If you've ever tried that, it actually feels a little bit lighter than that one. So, and it is warm. We are currently sitting at 108 degrees when I am filming this, and I'm outside. My upper lip is already sweaty. So we'll see how this holds up. I'm gonna be outside for probably another 30 minutes, and then I'll be inside for the rest of the day. So this is actually a great day to test and see how it holds up against the elements. And so I will check in with you in a little while. Hey guys, so I have some news. There's no wear time follow-up because I really didn't wear it that often or that long. I think I made it to the 3-hour mark. So let me kind of explain why. First off, the pros. Let's do the pros. This has, I don't think I talked about when we initially applied it, but this has amazing coverage. I loved the coverage this gave. It says buildable medium coverage. I call BS. It definitely borders full coverage. It hid my dark spots really well, which if you go back on the video, you might notice that a lot of these marks, I'm fresh out of the shower, so this is a totally clean face. Let's just take these off. But you will notice that a lot of my dark spots are hidden, and then the veins that I'm self-conscious about over here are completely hidden. So I truly believe this is more of a full, high, medium, borderline, full coverage product. Another pro is accessible at Walmart and it's under $10. Let's get into the cons and why I didn't make a wear time. You guys saw that the shades are off. I actually compared this when we got done with that video. I compared it to some of my fair foundations, like the foundations that specifically indicate they're fair and that I wear in the dead of winter. And this is absolutely a fair shade. It says light neutral. I'm leaning this on. It's absolutely fair. I think we kind of saw that in the video that it was pretty light. So I have a feeling their shade range is slightly off. The undertone's correct, but I feel like the shade range is off. And I know I have conflicting lighting here. I'm just doing a quick update. It's nothing you need to see, so I apologize for the confusing lights and wet hair. But also, as you saw, it sat on my skin, and even though it initially felt like it sat on my skin, and after like 10 or so minutes it felt like it sunk in, but it still looked like it sat on my skin, and it was drying. It was drying. Now, granted, I didn't do a full skincare routine before putting this on, but it literally made my face feel like it was shriveling up. And I don't think it's going to be ultra dry skin friendly. So if you're a dry skin girly, I'm not sure that this is going to be your best friend. But don't let me deter you from picking it up if you have interest. Please pick it up if you have interest. But I just don't think I'm going to go and exchange this for a darker shade, which was my initial intention. My curiosity was piqued. It's been satisfied. I do think a darker shade would have helped, but I still feel like it's not going to necessarily be the foundation that I want. I feel like it's going to be finicky, and I have plenty of foundations that aren't finicky, and I don't want to have to hunt down a shade. So I was curious. Curiosity's been satisfied. I think I'm going to go ahead and return this. Natasha Denona Palette, y'all already know my feelings, but I'm going to tell you this. This has amazing staying power. This lasted through a meal. and some snacks and some more snacks and then some movie night popcorn. And so it has amazing stay power, and it stayed glossy too. It's not like a high shine gloss. It's just a natural gloss. The way it looked in the video is how it still looked 5 hours later. So this is the real MVP. I do know that the new e.l.f. foundations are popping up in Walmarts now. So if I go to return that and the e.l.f. one is there, I might grab that one instead. Otherwise, it's just going to get returned and I'm just going to continue on with what I have. So thank you so much for hanging in on this really long video. It definitely had its hiccups and its bumps and its what are you doings moment. But I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me, especially for as long as you have. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next one. Later much.